To our listeners to this coverage of the Caulfield Cup. The horses have just come onto the track and been introduced to the crowd. They're out doing their warm-ups now, and soon they'll assemble behind the barrier stalls for the running of the race, just running a shade late here. Melbourne is overcast, cool, and there's an easterly blowing in across the track, which is officially rated as good with a penetrometer 4.95. The crowd very, very good for the conditions that we're racing under. Would be well over the 20,000 mark without any shadow of doubt, and they're going to witness one of the toughest handicaps in the world. It's over 2,400. It's virtually a sprint from start to finish. They get little time to rest in a race like this. The charge to the first turn takes about 320 metres, and those that haven't found a position at that point of the race then take off from about the 2,000 to the 1,400. Then a small rest when they go over the hill, and then it's on from the turn at the 800 all the way to the post. Virtually a sprint all the way. It's a tough race to win, and an open field to fight it out this year. It's 7-1 the field. Electronic is an easing popular favourite, but she's got out to about 7-1. She's about the same price on the Super Tab, and that is the widest betting Caulfield Cup for a long, long time. Second favourite would be number 2. It's All in Fun, equal with Doremus. Numbers 2 and 9, equal picks behind Electronic. And then out to All Our Mob, who's a point longer, just under the double figure odds. Pratara's Bay, a point longer again. They're the main ones in the market, and then Starstruck, who's eased a point. She's about 11-1 now, and Unsolved, who'd actually opened the favourite, is also at that price. He opened the tote favourite, Unsolved. Jim Houlihan's very first runner in a Caulfield Cup. He's the man who's really cleaned them up in jumps races, and he's quite laconic. He really does say that he still is far happier and more excited going into the Nationals than he is going into this race with a real live chance. Gay Waterhouse has 4 runners in the race, and they're all well in the market. Electronic, which will run the favourite, All Our Mob, Pratara's Bay, her main 3, and then Fewer Chosen, who's also well up in the market. Waikika Moo Cow and Electronics riders are both a half a kilo over. Darren Gauci on Waikika Moo Cow, and it wouldn't surprise to see him run a forward race. Placed in 2 derbies as a 3-year-old. He went off the boil for all of 18 months virtually, but he's come back into form with a win at Cranbourne and an excellent placing here at his last start. Damien Oliver on Doremus, looking for his 3rd win in this race. He won it on Mannerism in 92 and Paris Lane last year. Now they're being called in. They're being summoned into the stalls for the 95 Caulfield Cup. The Turnbull winner, All Our Mob, is the first to be positioned in Barrier 1. Gay Waterhouse with 4 runners, trying to stretch All Our Mob from a Newmarket winner in the autumn to double the distance in the Caulfield Cup in the spring. It's All in Fun goes up next to All Our Mob, and yes, indeed, settles in the stalls. Here's Waikika Moo Cow coming along, and Unsolved, who showed great tenacity to win here on Saturday, is locked away. Unsolved with Andrew Findlay aboard, picking up the lucky mount when Mick Dittman was injured here the other day. Fewer Chosen is ready, and Love Dance is set. Count Chivas comes up into the stalls. The gate's filling well. Here's Doremus, the next to move in. He's beautifully gated in number 5 now. Starstruck, the quality mare from Western Australia, relegated to 6th after being 3rd over the line in the Caulfield Stakes, moves in, an Australian Cup winner. Alcove, who ran a beauty in the race last year on a very similar preparation. Electronic with a lightweight is set in her stall. Boart comes up. The Caulfield Cup field is nearly ready. Oppressor, outsider today. The Toorak winner of last year. Ran 4th in the Caulfield Cup last year. He's set. Double Take coming up. Pindy is ready. The Phantom Chance takes the outside gate. All in, set to go. Light racing in the Caulfield Cup. Few chasing away fairly from Unsolved. Electronic jump well with Alcove. Starstruck into stride fast. Love Dance, All Our Mob and Oppressor are going quickly with Doremus in the early stages. And Yes Indeed is prominent as well. Fewer Chosen's going quickly down to the post the first time. Alcove's come across with him up to second from Oppressor, Yes Indeed. Then Starstruck, Electronic caught 4 wide. Double Take next and Love Dance the rail. They're followed then by Unsolved and Doremus when they turn out of the straight. Next in the field, All Our Mob, and they're followed Electronic going on with it now towards the leaders. Next Unsolved outside, It's All in Fun, and they're followed Waikikamu Cow. A length and a half further back is Pindy from Boart, Pratara's Bay, Count Chivas, and the Phantom Chances last of the Caulfield Cup field. Double Take ran to the lead now over Fewer Chosen. Electronic has moved up to third. Oppressor ahead away fourth past the 1600. 2 lengths further back in the field came Alcove on the outside of Love Dance. A length and a half, Yes Indeed. Unsolved is 3 wide. All Our Mob the fence. 1 further back is Doremus, followed by Count Chivas and Starstruck trapped out wide. 1 and a half, Waikikamu Cow. He's followed by Boart, Pratara's Bay Deep. Then Pindy on the rail, the Phantom Chance and Count Chivas. Up to the 1200 metre mark and Double Take the leader. Just over a length of Presser. On the outside, Fewer Chosen. 2 lengths to Electronic, now having a good run. Love Dance the fence and 2 lengths to Alcove. Then Unsolved. On the inside, just behind them, All Our Mob. A length further back, Yes Indeed. He's followed by It's All in Fun and then Doremus, Pratara's Bay. 1 and a half to Starstruck, Boart, Waikikamu Cow. Towards the end of Pindy, the Phantom Chance and Count Chivas. Down the side, 800 left to go. Double Take the leader by about a head here from Fewer Chosen. Electronic is third, and then came Oppressor just behind them. Taking off is Alcove, and round them comes Unsolved with a run now as they bunch up. Love Dance is close to the leaders as well. Waikikamu Cow getting through on the inside, and Boart is coming around the outside, and then Doremus. Fewer Chosen the leader before the turn. Unsolved up the challenge. Boart out wider. Electronic's taking a claim from Alcove, and then Waikikamu Cow. Count Chivas out wide. Boart, the West Australian mare, hit the front. Count Chivas coming after her from Electronic. Fewer Chosen fighting back on the rail at the 200. And it's Boart and Count Chivas now from Doremus and Fewer Chosen. Count Chivas and Boart from Doremus. Count Chivas, Boart, Doremus. Doremus coming at Count Chivas. Doremus! Doremus got it a neck to Count Chivas. Third is Boart, and they're followed by Pratara's Bay. Then Love Dance and Fewer Chosen, followed by Electronic. Next to finish in the race then, Yes Indeed. The Phantom Chance, It's All in Fun, Waikikamu Cow. Next to finish in the race was Double Take and Depressor, Pindy, Unsolved, Week and Starstruck, All Our Mob, and Alcove is last in the 1995 Caulfield Cup.
Terrific.
Lee Friedman and Damien Oliver have done it again.
Terrific call from Greg with the Freedman's Caulfield Cup. Number 9, Doremus to pay $9.80 and $3.90. Scoring from 7, Count Chivas, $7.90. And 15, Boart, $5.60.
Number 9, Doremus, ridden by Damien Oliver, has taken the Caulfield Cup. Second, number 7, Count Chivas, ridden by Rod Griffiths. Third, number 15, Boart, ridden by David Taggart. 9, 7 and 15. 9, 7 and 15 are official placings in the Caulfield Cup. Damien Oliver has won his 3rd Caulfield Cup. His first ride in 1992 netted victory on Mannerism. His second in 95 on Paris Lane. And now his 3rd Caulfield Cup on Doremus. Number 7, Count Chivas, running boldly second. Rod Griffiths. Number 15, Boart, David Taggart third. 9, 7, 15. Fourth was number 6, Pratara's Bay, and 5th was number 12, Few Are Chosen. And the time was 2:28.1, which was hand timed. 2:28.1. Well, golly gosh, Lee Friedman and Damien Oliver with a horse they think will win the Melbourne Cup. We might have just seen the first leg of another historic double. Some wonderful Melbourne Cup trials in this Caulfield Cup this year. The first 3 simply outstanding. All 3 will probably be better suited when they get to the Melbourne Cup. Doremus out, pulled away from them in the last couple of 100 metres. And Peter Booth has got Lee Friedman with him.
Well, we seem to have lost the line there to Caulfield. 9, 7 and 15. 9 to Remus, ridden by Damien Oliver and trained by Lee Friedman first. From 7, Count Chavas, and third was number 15, Boart. 9, 7 and 15, the numbers in the Caulfield Cup this afternoon at Caulfield, of course. In the National Hockey League, South Australia has defeated Queensland 4-2 at a penalty shootout in the first semi-final of the National Women's Hockey League being played in Adelaide this afternoon. There's a new leader, by the way, in the Queensland Golf Open. Anthony Edwards has taken a two-stroke lead over Terry Price, so it's Edwards leading on 10 under, currently playing the 15th, from Terry Price, who's now 8 under the card, so Price dropping 3 strokes in 2 holes. Edwards -10, Price at -8. Across Australia, this is Grandstand. In a moment, we'll have the news headlines. We'll also be crossing around the grounds. In fact, let's go now. Queensland versus Victoria at the Gabba. Jerry Collins.
And Tim, you might recall that we mentioned that Matthew Elliott had moved into that interesting short mid-on position, and it proved successful, a successful move for the Victorians, because they claimed Matthew Hayden. He was caught Elliott, bowled Fleming for 11, and so Queensland is now 2 for 36, and that's after they trailed by 121 on the first innings. So they've got a long, long way to go, the Queenslanders. Lovers on 25 and Law yet to score. 2 for 36.
At the Adelaide Oval, Roger Wills.
Tasmania chasing 177 to beat South Australia. 2 for 104. Loud appeal by May on Ponting, not out. Ponting remains on 56, Boone 16. Tasmania in the 26th over. 2 for 104, chasing 177.
Roger Wills at the Adelaide Oval. Shortly we'll get an updated score. Western Australia playing New South Wales at the Wacker. Reminder, New South Wales chasing 347 off 63 overs. Now to the latest from ABC News. Officials in the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo, have lifted a curfew as firefighters move to bring under control a big blaze at the country's largest oil depots. The curfew was imposed shortly after suspected Tamil Tiger guerrillas attacked 2 oil installations and fought street battles with security forces, leaving 29 people dead. New Zealand has welcomed the announcement by France, Britain and the United States that they'll sign the South Pacific Nuclear-Free Zone Treaty. The acting Prime Minister, Don McKinnon, says the announcement shows that nuclear weapon states are aware of the strength of the feeling on the issue in the region. And former Federal Labor Minister Mick Young has criticised Reserve Bank Governor Bernie Fraser after his claims the Australian economy has never been so good. Young has told the ALP State Conference meeting in Brisbane the party has to go a bit further than the Reserve Bank in confronting issues affecting the Australian people. And that's the latest from ABC News.
Hello everyone, H.D. Nelson here, queuing up for the Boxing Day test at the MCG. Look, I've got a couple of weeks to wait, but these will be filled in very, very easily by the simple purchase of an ABC cricket book, which keeps me going week in, week out until the thing blasts off on Boxing Day. Look, why not amuse yourself for a few hours? Just duck into an ABC shop and get the ABC cricket book. Jimmy's done a tremendous job again. On you, Jim. Hats off, pants off.
Across Australia, this is Grandstand with Tim Gable, repeating those numbers in the Caulfield Cup. 9, 7 and 15, 9 to Remus, ridden by Damien Oliver, trained by Lee Friedman was first. Second, 7, Count Chavas, and 15, third, Boart. So the numbers there, 9, 7 and 15 in the Caulfield Cup.